Alright, look at that. I'm kind of on time today. Gotta wake up my Joy-Con here. Good afternoon, everybody. There we go. So I did get the first shiny yesterday. Would you make up your mind as to where you want to be? Cat? You're fine, you're not starved. I'll feed you after stream. I bought you an entire new bag of cat food earlier. I gotta pour it in your thing, but you have food. I promise. Well then. Only had to fight with the capture card once today. Get in the Pokeball, dang it. I'm not opening the other window. The breeze isn't quite warm enough for both yet. But it is nice out again today, which is always lovely. Okay, there we go. Good, I got the right one. all my counters are out of order. Like, quite literally in OBS and on the thing and whatnot, so... I got it midair. I love it when that happens. Hopefully, today I will get lucky enough to get at least the second shiny mail. I still can't believe I just ran into the first one yesterday. Just didn't even know, couldn't even tell if it was a shiny or if it was a female. Just ran right into it. See, I said it was gonna happen. And one of them was just gonna spawn in under my feet. Had my favorite thing ever happen at work this morning. People showed up. I hate it when that happens. This turned out to be some of the, I don't know if it's the owners or the preacher and his wife or something, I don't know. And then she's like, yeah, you using bleach in the water? It's like, no, there was no bleach, so I used vinegar. Oh good, we took the bleach away because my wife had allergic reactions. It's like, people, why do you not tell me this? I knew that, like, they left me a note that said not to use bleach in, like, the bathrooms. Because small enclosed space. Okay. They never mentioned squat about not being able to use it on the floors. And I've been using bleach on the floors for over a year. For like a year and a half. Possibly more. And they never said anything. All that would have taken would have been for them to leave a note. Please stop using bleach on floors. Use vinegar instead. So what a weird allergy. Bleach. Of course, I'm allergic to mosquitoes and hot mustard, so I can't say anything. Ouch. Actually, I don't even know if I'm allergic to hot mustard anymore. I don't know if I grew out of that one. And mosquitoes, the bites just get a little puffier than they usually are. So, not a big, huge allergy. So we're going to my sister's for Easter next weekend, which should be... It should be a thing. It'll be a thing, alright. Okay, Rattata's next spawn in. I love my sister. Her husband kind of annoys me. Let it be okay. Trying to dodge around that Rattata. Well, come here, dude. I'm trying to dodge that Rattata there. Another mid-air capture. I love it. Let's get the one down here, and then I'll worry about the two up closer to the grass. I figure I'll try and get between 150 and 200 Nidoran today. Unless I just get super, super extremely lucky. Hi, Spiro. They just get super lucky. Oh, so many Nidoran. It's a reminder that I am legit going to use up all my Pokeballs, and then I'm going to use up all my Premier Balls. Because I'm rapidly approaching Great and Ultra Ball territory. Oh, okay. I think the other female might have been the last spawn one. Look, just because you want to move doesn't mean I should get my Pokeball knocked away. Get in the ball. I hope you guys are having a decent Saturday. Oh. I did not actually mean to run into him, but that's okay. Oh, nice. I'm not very far away from being to the point where you gotta flick your controller like that one kind of weird way to get the Pokeball to turn a direction for catches. I am not going to be good at that. Hi, Nidoran. Should move that 14 over just a smidge. Let's see here. There we go, much better. Now it's not just hanging off of the corner there. Okay, the new spawn in was either the Rattata or the Charizard. I don't quite know which one spawned in first. Dude, the Pokeball was to you. That should have caught. I mean, I get it's a little animation, you know, I'm not gonna catch it ever when it's doing that, but still. Dang it, if we were in anime logic, that would have caught you. Here's another. toyed with the idea of doing a shiny playthrough of Let's Go Pikachu as well when I restart it for shiny hunting the legendaries I need. That is a very big maybe. I think I'm leaning towards the idea of doing a rainbow team more than doing a shiny team. Oh, had two spawn in. Lovely. Alright, who spawned in wasn't shiny. Had a feeling he was gonna jump again. So apparently Pokemon, the Pokemon TV channel on YouTube did a marathon of like the second season of Pokemon Horizons yesterday, which was pretty cool. I didn't watch any of it, but it was still neat that they did it. Dude, where are you going? Come here. Hi, Rattata. I think after this it's Farfetch'd, isn't it? Either Farfetch'd or the Krabbies. I have a list, let me check. That is the wrong app. Okay, it is Farfetch'd. I don't know if I want to try and chain him or if I want to breed for him. Well, I definitely don't need a Charizard, so. Because, what is it? Farfetch'd and like Jinx, I think, are the rarer single form encounters I need. I think most everything else is something that evolves other than the legendaries. I would have to double check that because I've caught 90% of everything else in other games. Oh, I really need to go through and do my next batch of titles and stuff tomorrow. Have all those ready. Let's see, Farfetch'd. Yeah, Farfetch'd and Jinx, basically. Because I have the other two Nidoran, male Nidorans, Nidorino Nidoking, Farfetch'd Krabby Kingler, Cubone Marowak, and a Lowland Marowak. Goldeen Seadra, Staryu Starmie, Jinx, then it's Ammonite, Amistar, Kabutops, Aerodactyl, and then Articuno, Moltres, and Mewtwo. And that's it for Gen 1, other than Kangaskhan and Pinsir, which I'll be hunting in Legends EA. And then the fossils, I plan on resetting, reviving one in this game. So like reviving Ammonite and Kabuto, and then going into Sword and Shield and encounter hunting the other for the evolved form. And then Aerodactyl, because it doesn't have evolutions, it'll just be a reset hunt. Oh, come on, I need a new spawn in. Oh, okay, there's the new spawn in. So my longest remaining hunts should be Alolan Marowak, Moltres, Articuno, and Mewtwo. Which Moltres, Articuno, and Mewtwo will be reset hunts, so I need to double check and make sure I do in fact have a shiny Zapdos. Because I could swear I do, but I'm also like not 100% certain of that. I'll have to make a note to check that after I get to get these guys and put them in home later. My back popped. -2. We went to the store, get cat food and stuff, and on our way down to the store, I looked at Dad and said, "You know what you want for dinner tonight?" He looks at me and goes, "Nah, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out later. Just go in and get what you need." So I went in and got what I needed and came back out, and he's chit-chatting with a friend of the family's, which is fine. And I get in the truck, and we're on our way home. And halfway home, he turns his head a little bit, looks at me, and goes, "So what are we doing for dinner tonight? Did you figure it out?" And it's like, "Did you get it?" And it's like you legit told me 15 minutes ago that we would figure it out later. No, I don't know what we're doing for dinner tonight. I think I counted that one twice. That's 280, yes, plus 26 is... But hold on, my brain's trying to math. Okay, that should be 100 and... I should be adding 10 to that, because 16, so that should be 290. How am I like 4 ahead here? No, I'm 2 ahead. There we go. No. I was 4 ahead, because that should have been 290, because minus the 16. Some days I can math, and some days I cannot. this me going to my calculator app? Yes, it is. I don't know. It shouldn't be that. Okay. So 280 minus 16, 264 plus 20. It don't matter. I'll figure out if the math is mathing at the end of the street. Excuse me. Forgive me. I got up at 4:30 this morning. Well, to be more precise, Dad got up at 4:30 this morning. Made just enough noise to wake me up some. And then the puppy started barking at something, which meant Stella was ready and raring to go for about 15 minutes before I finally said okay, got up and let her out and went pee. And then she was out for probably an hour, hour and a half. Just playing guard dog to nothing. So I finally let her back in and laid back down and just I was awake. I might have dozed back off a little bit, but yeah. I don't know if that Spearow was the new spawn-in. No, okay, Rattata. Rattata was the new spawn-in. Bing. Oh, hush. There ain't nothing out there for you to be barking at, dingbat. I don't see nothing. I think I'm almost out of Pokeballs. Are you growling at the flag shadow? Because Dad's an undying patriot, apparently. We have an American flag in the front yard. Of course, we also have a Confederate flag Dad likes to hang in the backyard because heritage and all of that. Okay, whatever. I love how it dings at me like it's running out of health. I'm down to 5 Pokeballs. Oh no. I can be down to 5 Pokeballs. That's fine. Yes, I know. Oh, for half a second I thought that was a male. Alright, little dude, will you be the last one I catch in a Pokeball? Quite possibly. Yep. I love it when I just get two that spawn in one right after the other. Oh, nice. It automatically went to Premier Balls. I thought for a second it might auto-select Great Balls, but I guess not. Sparrow only got half its cry out. Ding! Another male Nidoran. I didn't think Moxie managed to finish the Mario mod last night. I have to pull up the stream and watch the vlog. That was an immediate nope. Love it when it does that little side thing and smacks its horn. Well, unless that Charizard shiny. Little dude up in the corner there, I'll get him next. You hunker down and take you a nap, baby. We'll go walk later. I was hungry when I got back home, so it was like, okay, food time. Hi, Nidoran. Okay, that was just a major flub. want to take off my socks, but I know if I do, my feet will be cold. Or more precisely, my toes will be cold. Because it's not often always my feet that is cold, it's usually just my toes. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there we go. They're kind of getting mobbed there. Okay, really? Hold still. Okay, well that was very easy to tell it was the next spawn in. Here we have the brothers. I don't know which one of these I'm encountering, but I'm encountering one of them at least. There we go, much better. Alright, let's get this fella down here by himself. Okay then, spawning under my feet again. There we go. And depending on when I get all 3 of these guys, depending on just how, if, like, I get finished on, like, say, Tuesday, I don't know if I will be starting Farfetch'd that week, or if I'm going to wait till after my break to start it. It could easily be one way or the other, honestly. Because like I said, I want to take a week off after Easter, so I can try and get a whole lot done on my sister's blanket, if not get it finished. Because we talked to a family friend earlier, and she's thinking about having me do a blanket as well, so... Not that I don't have at least 2 other blankets to be doing too. Well, I say that I have my sister's blanket, and then I have a blanket I've been making for Mama Blue for like 2.5, 3 years. And then I also promised her mom a blanket as well, because we're friends. She's an IRL friend who just doesn't live in the same state as I do, which sucks. They always come right for me, mean little suckers. Okay, female spawned it. Uh-oh, we're getting everything other than... There we go. There's me a feller. It's so funny. I told a friend of the family, it's like, I'm going home and I'm gonna put on shorts. I got home and I'm still in pants and my socks. I just took off my shoes. Hi, Dragonite. Hi, Charizard. Oh. Thought that one that spawned in there was another Rattata for a second. Come here, my dude. You know, I am generally excited to see, like, Pokemon games and stuff on the Switch, too. As much as, you know, we've all just kind of whined and griped and complained a little bit about prices, which, honestly, the Switch 2 price isn't bad. It could be a bit cheaper. This is just me saying this because I'm poor. I gotta save up to get all my game consoles and games. But $450 for it, $500 with taxes, could be worse. They could have made it $500 like the PlayStation 5. I still feel a little bit like the games being 80. I feel like we didn't have a long enough period of time of Switch games being 70 to justify Switch 2 games being 80, but it's just the way it goes. It cannot be helped. I'm excited. I am gonna start trying to save up, so maybe I can get one before I say before tariffs hit. But that's not. We'll see. I'm gonna try and save up, see if maybe if just by some little spit of luck, of chance, maybe I could get one early for Legend ZA, possibly. But I'm just gonna have to wait and see for that. I have no problem, you know, saving up and then getting it like this time next year. But I won't technically need one until Gen 10 comes out. But it would be kind of nice to jump on the bandwagon a little early for once. I'm that person with game consoles. They'll be out sometimes like 2 or 3 years before I buy one. God dang it. I legit got my Switch the year April after Sword and Shield were announced. And that was, God, probably at least 2, maybe 3 years after the Switch itself came out. My PlayStation 4, it was 4 or 5 years before I got that. Because Kingdom Hearts 3, like legit the only reason I got the PlayStation 4 was for Kingdom Hearts 3. So, you know, so I got the Switch, I want to say, not Pro, the Slim? Maybe? Something like that? Or it might just be a regular. I can't remember if I have 500 gigabytes or a terabyte of memory in my PlayStation. It wasn't a first run PlayStation, but I don't think it's a PlayStation Pro or anything. It might just have been one of the natural kind of, oh, here we fixed a few things, ones that come out like a year or so later. Heck, I had that for about 2 years, I think, before freaking Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. Because they changed the release date, I think, so it wouldn't conflict with a couple of other games. Okay, Spearow spawned up in the air. I don't know, maybe if I can get enough work this summer and get it. I really need to call that other cabin and a couple of people who need a cleaner. But if I can get a couple more jobs and get some more steady income, it might not be completely unreasonable for me to maybe have a Switch 2 in time for Legend ZA. Because I do literally legit not get game systems usually until a year or two after they come out. Heck, I think the DS had been out for how long had it been for the DS? Because when it came to Pokemon Platinum, I borrowed a friend's not Platinum, for Diamond and Pearl, I borrowed a friend's DS to play it. And so I had my own copy of the game, but I didn't get my own DS until like probably the fall or so. I can't say fall. I want to say it was the summer before like Black and White came out. And then, of course, Black and White 2 came out with the 2D, 3DSs, and I never got a 3DS. I got a 2DS because I can't see 3D. So I am never like right on top of getting game systems when they come out. I don't know. So maybe this time I'll give it a not like as soon as it's out. I'd never have enough money in order to pre-order it. But maybe when it maybe a little bit after it comes out, I can get it. Like I said, my choice date would be to get it like a week or two before like Legend ZA comes out or something. But like I said, we'll see. Just depends on how things go. I'm always one small, I can't say disaster, one small problem from being broke. My small problem last fall was Stella needing medication, which is fine. It was no huge deal, but I spent $300 on antibiotics and steroids for little Miss Stella's ear allergies. Bless her. Of course, $50 of the bill both times was him to look at her earwax through a microscope. You know, so 5 minutes of his time cost me $50. Jesus, dude. Do I look like I'm made out of money? Poor baby gets allergies in the summer. Of course, to be fair, so do I. Just relaxing, baby. Enjoying that breeze through the window. I'm sorry I didn't have the window open last night. It was cold. I was legit laying in bed. It's like, do I want another blanket? Like, I took the Afghan off the bed because it was getting warmer. It's like, but do I want another thinner blanket? For a second, I thought that Rattata was just a very small Nidoran. And it's like, wait a second. Oh, there we go. There's me and Nidoran. Just a reminder, I am catching just the regular Nidoran because they're easier, but also to evolve. Come on, little dudes. Don't want another one of you want to be blue. I know I've probably not caught enough of you to justify another one of you guys being shiny, but come on. I've got to get to at least like 100 or something, I guess. Dapper little fellows. I mean, you don't get a Pokemon that's more of a Dapper Dan than Rowlet. But there are a bunch of ones that are a little lower down on the Dapper scale. Also, have any of you guys seen the Rowlet mug on the Pokemon Center? It's literally just like an orb. It's just a burb. And honestly, you can't find many more round Pokemon that fit being mugs, just like the rounded ones. More than like Rowlet and Voltorb and Electrode. Both regular and Hisuian. Maybe Jigglypuff, but its ears. Oh, Cleffa or Igglybuff would probably be good ones. I do hope they do more Pokemon mugs. More Pokemon-shaped mugs, just because they're fun. I'm actually kind of surprised we never got one for, like, Sprigatito and Quaxley. Because we got the one for, Fuecoco. I was looking at Poke Jungle yesterday, and they made a post about some home stuff that has come to the UK Pokemon Center. It's not to the US one yet, but one of the things on there was a Dragonair vase, and I gotta laugh at it just a little bit. It's not bad, but it looks like this Dragonair is like wrapped around a tornado. I think that's enough embarrassment on my part. But it was just so funny to me, because it's like they couldn't have broken up the cloud a little bit to show like blue sky through it or something. There's a Dragonair wrapped around this tornado. For son of a... I give up. I can't aim anymore. Thank you! Good lord. It's the most misses I've had in like half of forever. Those two fellas just did not want to be caught, I guess. I would say, are you gonna jump? That's what I expect you to do now. Of course, though, usually if they're gonna be jumpy, they jump first instead of doing their little knockback motion, I guess. Still, little cretin. It is nice. They had a bunch of like little garden figures and stuff, you know, for you to... I don't know if they're meant more for outside gardens or like inside, or like potted plants. I've never actually checked on any of their sizes. Okay, that was a new spawn in. But when it comes to Pokemon bases, I think I would still prefer the Wooloo over the Dragonair one. Like I said, the Dragonair one's not bad. It just looked like a Dragonair wrapped around a tornado. It's very weirdly done, because they could have done something kind of similar to the Wooloo one and made just like the vase itself the sky, and then had the Dragonair figure kind of poking out of the side of the vase, which is how they have it now, but it's textured, I guess. Honestly, I think they should do more Pokemon bases. It wouldn't even have to be anything special, just, you know, a handful of various vase shapes, and then with Pokemon patterns on them. I'm forever sad that some of the gardening ones they do never make it out of Japan. If I had the money, one of the items on my kind of to get list is the big pot they have from the the Pokemon Garden, I think it was what that collection was called. I don't quite remember the name. But, they had a couple of different pots. They still have the big ones, but like the smaller two or smaller one. I don't remember if this was a 2 or 3 pot set, but the second smaller one has sold out. I'm really sad because their wind chimes sold out too, and they never got that back in. And I adore wind chimes. I've got like 5 or 6 of them just dotted around the room, just hanging. I don't know if that really counts. Actually, yes, it probably does. But let's catch this boy. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like I have another one somewhere and I'm forgetting to count it. And every year though, when the stores put out their wind chimes, it's like, yes, wind chimes, I don't need any more, but I'm gonna look because I'm a sucker for wind chimes. Chimes and like the full window clings. I like those too. I kind of have those for in here, but when it's summertime, I have a bay window. The window next to me here is a bay window, and it gets so bright, and I had to take part of them down because it was like, okay, I'm kind of being blinded here. But I do adore just like the window clings in general because they're such a easy way to just add character to your windows and whatnot. Or even mirrors, I guess. I saw a thing yesterday where people had been putting them on the sunroofs of their car. In a couple of months when we officially actually own my computer, because we're making payments, I would love to take a little bit of my extra and put it over the glass side of it. I just think it would look neat. I need to take that off actually and give it a good wipe down anyways. Wipe all the dust and stuff off of it. Need to poke the dude in town too and see if he how much he charges to take an air compressor to a computer. Blow out all the dust and stuff I can't get to whenever I take a fiber, not fiber optic, a microfiber cloth to it and wipe the dust and stuff like off the cards and whatnot. I'm very careful when I wipe off like the fans and stuff inside my computer. I'm still somehow constantly surprised it's just not clogged all to heck and back with cat fur. She's not gonna snuggle with you, Pin Pin. I think if she'd give it 15 minutes and a chance, she'd enjoy it, but she's picky. The she I'm referring to is Stella. Is my pooch. Pin Pin is the cat. They get along okay. They tolerate each other. Pin wants to snuggle. And he can only manage to do it with Stella if she's like actually asleep. And they cannot full body touch. Like, the closest I've seen them coming to snuggling has been like his shoulder is touching her shoulder, or like they're butt to butt or something. I had him excuse me, had him pinned laying on one side of my leg the other morning, and Stella was laying against the other. So when I got up to like go pee and just get up for the day, they ended up touching, and it took about 15 minutes for her to wake up enough to notice that this is not mom that's touching me, it's the cat. And then she got off the bed and came into the living room. He'll try. And he does try, and she just looks at him like, how dare you touch me? And she gets up and leaves. I laugh at her every time. It's like, if you would just lay there and snuggle with him, you guys would get along fine. Of course, he also has a habit of, like, she'll be running through the house playing, and he wants to play, but his version of playing is smacking her in the face with a paw. So I probably wouldn't want to snuggle too much with him either. He does it to me too. He doesn't get my face, but he'll come after my foot. And I'll be legit just walking through the living room, and all of a sudden he's like around my ankle, and I'm trying not to fall. Little cur. Little heathen. Yeah, he's a sweetheart though. He's a good boy. For the most part. I don't know why I expected him to jump. Gotta pop all my joints. Sound like a bowl of Rice Krispies. Yep, let's use another. There we go. I get a feeling I'm not going to get any of these shiny under like 100 encounters. Which is no big deal, it would just be kind of nice. Because I've probably used up most of my stupid good luck when it came to the Rattata hunts. Because I got my 2 shiny Rattata and then one of the Alolan Rattata actually fairly quickly. The second Alolan Rattata took a little bit. But I got the 2 regulars in the first one pretty quickly. Still a small part of me that dreads when dreads doing the Alolan Marowak trade, just because I'm gonna have to evolve so many Cubone. Hi Nidoran! You were the right color but wrong gender. It should be about time for the next Pokemon Squishmallow to come out. I say this like I collect them. I have a single Squishmallow, and it's the Teddiursa Squishmallow. So I would like the Fuecoco one or the Dragonite. I got lucky with the Teddiursa one. He was half off, so it was like $13, $14. No, I don't need you. I ran into that Spearow. Okay, that's fine. I feel like if the animation, the knockback animation happens that late and your Pokeball is literally right there, he shouldn't be able to knock it back. I need to see the top of your head. Thank God animals don't work this way in real life. Can you imagine just like walking across your yard and having a rabbit or a squirrel or something spawn in under your foot? You'd either end up very sad or very bitten. Hi, Spearow. I would be so happy to get away from where this Spearow spawned. I did my time Spearow hunting. 2 weeks of it. Oops. Ooh, excuse me. I kind of miss when shiny sprites show up in your like PC in your party. Because I think about the only game that did that was it really only like Legends Arceus? I can't quite remember if shiny Pokemon had their own sprites in most other games. I want to say it was mostly just Legends Arceus. Said I might be wrong there. It's been a while since I played most other games. Like, I know it doesn't in Scarlet and Violet, and I know it doesn't in Let's Go. And it doesn't in Sword and Shield. But I don't remember if it does or not in any earlier games. I want to say no. That seems like something that by now they would do for all games. We have the at least the shiny sprite in the boxes. Maybe not necessarily in your team, but it would be a fun little thing to add. Home does it too. Home shows you your shinies. That's probably what I'm thinking of. Bless you, Home, for showing me all my shinies and making this easier. Alright. Birds. This is not an Alfred Hitchcock movie. It was Alfred Hitchcock that did the movie, right? Did he do the movie or did he write the book? Pittsburgh's a book? I know we read like a section of it in high school. I was talking about that yesterday because I had a bunch of Spearows swarming around me. Like, this is not the birds! I kind of want to rewatch it. I don't remember it being particularly like a super long movie. It's not like a 2-hour one. I think it was just like an hour, maybe an hour and a half at most. Can't be any worse than that day I spent with my friend's grandma watching all the Psycho movies. Yeah, she wasn't feeling real good, so she spent most of her day asleep, and it's like, I have been up all day with your grandmother watching the Psycho movies. And she just laughed at me. You could have come in the... It's like, I am working on a California king-size blanket. I wasn't going nowhere. This is when I was crocheting a blanket for my dad's big bed. I knew I was gonna run right into him. Might as well. Might as well despawn him. There we go, that works. I'm gonna catch him, and before I can get away, the Rattata is gonna get me. Hi, Moose! I don't think the final shiny is gonna pop today. I'm still hunting on the second one, but hopefully maybe at least the second one will pop today. See, what did I say? I said the Rattata was gonna get me. Because I did get lucky enough and manage the first one yesterday, but we'll just have to see. Depends on if the number generator is being nice or not. You're fine. I look at it this way. I haven't broken my chain again yet, so I am pretty good. It's a nice day out today. I got my work done earlier. Gonna walk the dog later. Gonna try and work on my sister's blanket some more, so I can try and get it done before it gets hot. Because sitting underneath a blanket while you're working on it kind of sucks. But it's also kind of hard to not sit under an Afghan while you're crocheting once it gets so big. I'm doing good. I hope you're doing good too. Well, it's Saturday here. Alright, I gotta ask, Moose, where do you live? Because it's 1:18 here, so even in like the places that are 10 or 12 hours ahead of us, it is just barely Sunday. What time is it where you live? They're very nice. And very heavy. The one I made for my dad's bed weighs 17 pounds. Oh, hey, you're not too far. You're not far from me, state-wise. Like, literally. Okay, yeah, we're in the same time zone, dude. It's Saturday. But it's kind of cool that you live in Missouri. I'm underneath you. Like, quite literally, state-wise. Let's see. Right color, wrong Pokemon. Also right color, wrong Pokemon. Well, wrong gender, I should say. Nice. That's kind of cool. Like, I have a friend who lives in Texas. I have family in Texas as well, a stepbrother and a stepsister. But I've not ever actually spoken with someone here who's lived in Arkansas. Of course, to be fair, unless you're lucky enough to either go like way north, east, or west, you just kind of seem to rotate around the southern states. I say that because I've lived in Tennessee as well. That's funny. Weird how that seems to happen. My stepmother. Well, she's from kind of all over, actually, because she's a military kid. Her father was an officer, so they moved around when she was young. So it's hard to say exactly where she's from, but she lived in Texas for a long time, and then she moved up here, and my dad's current girlfriend used to live in Texas, and then they moved up here, so you seem to go up and down a lot when it comes to southern states. Oh, nice. We lived in Michigan for a couple years before my parents divorced, and then we moved down here, so there's a little bit of northerner in me, but I think that's mostly been wiped out by the southern. But I always kind of laugh, because it's like, yeah, you can go move to a different state, but somehow you always end up back in the south, unless you're just like really lucky. Can I help you? You can help me catch Pokemon? Huh? The cat is loving on the Joy-Con. They don't want to see your tail. You lay down, I'll feed you after stream. Yeah. I gotta refill your bucket. Yeah. Hi. Yeah, that seems to happen a lot. I get a bunch of, I've had a couple people from Canada, a couple from India, some from, like, Britain. Bob is in Switzerland, I think? Of course, it's fun getting people from other countries, too. I had, one of my Britain people laughing because they're like, you think we don't have McDonald's here? And it's like, look, Look, do you know how often I see a McDonald's in a movie that takes place in England? Or Britain? Or any of those places? Like, I'm more likely to see a McDonald's in a movie that takes place in Japan. Had a good laugh over that. Like, I can watch John Wick run all around. Where is he in his last movie? France! And never see a McDonald's there either. It's generally kind of hard to miss. Are you gonna lay down on the blanket again? I mean, you can if you really want to. I just keep waiting for you to fall off. Look, one of you guys have got to be blue, okay? Hush. Get in the ball. Yeah. One of my viewers, I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now because it's been a while since he's popped in, but he lives up in Vancouver, which is pretty neat. My dad used to fly to Canada in winter to go like ice fishing with one of his bosses. I had a dude I used to play Minecraft with. He lived in India. What are you doing? I'm not opening this window for you. And it was fun though, cause like over Discord we could he'd send a picture of like a sunrise, and it's like, oh look, dude, the moon's up here. It's always kind of fun. You don't want to see your butt. You have plenty of space there to lay. I'm not feeding you till I'm finished on stream. I need to get you back on a regular feeding schedule anyways. He's knocked his food bowl about the past couple of days, so he's off schedule food timing wise. I need to get him set back to where I'm feeding him around 4 o'clock. But he's a drama queen, so you know, if he can see the bottom of his food bowl at all, he's starving to death. Stella will just sad-eye me until I get up to like feed her or get her water or something if I hadn't realized the bowl was empty, but he pesters. Like, hi, I'm loving on you, please refill my bowl. Which is funny. He does the exact same thing for water out of the faucet in the bathroom. Hi, I'm loving on you. Please come refill the faucet. I refilled your bowl last night, cat. I refill it every day or two. I know, he's skin and bones, right? He knocked his food bowl, I had it sitting on the dresser the other day, and he knocked it off on the floor. Okay, well, I don't want him to mess with it enough to where he knocks it off behind the dresser, so he's lost high food bowl privileges, so his food bowl is back in the floor. And he jumped over the baby gate yesterday morning and, like, literally landed in his food bowl and spilled it all over, and it was like, no. Like, you can eat your food off the floor for the next 3 or 4 hours until I refill your bowl and clean up this mess. So his schedule has gotten off the past couple of days. He'd been fed earlier because he spilled his food. course, it's hilarious though because he has Dad gives him treats in the morning when he gets up. And Dad will get up anywhere from 4:30 to like 7 o'clock, just depending on the day. So as soon as Dad's bedroom door opens, no, it doesn't matter where in the house that cat is, he's over in the window waiting for his treats. It's hilarious. He's silly. Oh, Stella, I gotta remember to poke your nemesis this afternoon. I need to make her an appointment at the groomers. I have to carry her inside every time I take her. Because as soon as we open the door, she's good when she's outside, but we open the door to take her inside and she turns around and she's trying to run. It's like, no, come on. And she goes every couple of months and gets her ears cleaned and her glands expressed and her nails and stuff trimmed and gets a good bath, and she behaves perfectly well while she's there. You know, she does the big long suffering eyes, you know, woe is me, but she holds very still and stuff for baths. She is actually a very good bath taker. But she's gonna look miserable the entire time. We just laugh at her. She's silly. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna see if we can get you in this week or next week, and I'm gonna do the smart thing and make your next appointment while we're there. I'm gonna take her about every 3 to 4 months. No blue boy? Nope, no blue boy. It is always so funny. It's one of those things, you can tell they feel better after. Because, you know, she does all the good stuff, has the proper hoses and whatnot, and brushes her, so, you know, gets rid of all that loose fur. And, like, you can tell they feel better, but they're just gonna act so miserable while it's happening. I was trying to avoid you, dang it. Haha, I got him. I thought for a minute that wasn't gonna land, but it did. I've been very tempted to buy me one of those like carpet rake things you can get that help get fur up out of your carpet. Really? I'm not having a repeat of earlier where I had to stop with 2 separate Nidoran because I used like 4 Pokeballs on each of them, and it's like, okay, time to leave before they run away and break my chain. I've looked them. Actually, no, I need that. I've looked them up on just in general online, and I think Walmart has them for like $20. But they're funny because they're basically, you know, just the bigger versions of the little pet brush things they give you to get like fur and stuff out of off furniture and whatnot, or like to defur cat or dog beds. They're just a bigger version of it. Of course, our carpet it's one step away from just being regular flora. I guess it's kind of that outdoor stuff. So it's not real thick and fuzzy. So I don't know how much fur I would be pulling up, but I could probably pull something up. Where are all my fellows? Oh. Yeah. If anything, it'd probably help a little bit with, well, we don't really get animal allergies. We're just general pollen allergies here around the house, but it'd probably still help a little bit. There we go. There's me, a fella. So many Nidoran. I don't remember why I hit pause. I was gonna do something, but... Oh, okay, I was actually about ready to pop another lure because I thought it did that thing where it didn't prompt me to do another one, but here we go. Here we go. Here's another. So have you heard that apparently the Pokedex for Legends ZA is going to be at least 135 Pokemon? That's not a final number. That is apparently based on leaks, with Zygarde being number 135. 235. Zygarde's supposed to be 235 in the Pokedex. Which isn't a bad count for a game. I mean, it wouldn't fly, you know, with a Gen game, but for Legends games, that sounds pretty good. This is, of course, assuming we don't get a handful of, like, other legendaries like we did in Legends Arceus. I wonder what the save data rewards are going to be for this game. Because for Galar, we got the Pikachu and Eevee Dynamax. And then in Legends, we got the outfits and Darkrai and like Shaman and the masks. They might not. There's rumors that Legends ZA is going to have DLC, but I don't see why they would give us DLC if, you know, Gen 10 is coming out next year. There wouldn't be a reason to if they want to do Generation 10 for the 30th anniversary. We'll have to wait and see. It's possible that, yes, we might get DLC, but it's also possible that it'll just be a free update like with Legends Arceus. Of course, that's not to say that we're going to have only 235. We could have Pokemon after Zygarde. If they wanted to stick, like, I don't know, this Swords of Justice or something in game like they did with the Weather Trio. Or if maybe they wanted to stick like Volcanion and Hoopa in. I don't know if they would though. We're just gonna have to wait and see, of course. I mean, everything is a rumor until there is some truth put to it. Which, you know, I take every rumor with a big grain of salt until about a week before the game drops, when, you know, someone gets their hands on it and starts legitimately leaking stuff. But it will be interesting to see. Also, it would make sense that a city is not going to have just like a ginormous number of Pokemon roaming around. Actually, at the moment, it seems like general, like, patches for visuals and stuff are going to be free, but it's with like Breath of the Wild, when you get the I don't know, I think the rumor or the going price. Hey! No! Rattata, go away! No! Go away! Please still be there. Yes, okay. Hold on. Alright, 2 down. That wasn't bad. Now I don't remember what I was saying. Oh. It seems like some of the Switch ones that will be charging money for the upgrades are getting, like, extra stuff. Like when they showed the Tears of the Kingdom stuff, they're getting all that extra stuff you can do on the app and whatnot. So I think in part you might be paying for like a game upgrade and stuff as well, like mechanic wise and whatnot. Because if I'm not mistaken, Game Freaks has already said that, like, Scarlet and Violet will be getting a software update, you know, so they run better on the Switch too, but that it'll be free. I'd have to go double check, of course. My one stupid Rattata. Alright, let me make sure I did grab the shiny. Yes. Move him up here by the other one. But we're just gonna have to see how things go, especially with, like, the tariffs and whatnot. Right now, it's kind of just who knows. Oh, I need to swap my counter. I think Cerebi Joe made a post about it. This has been, like, God, what was it, last week? Last week or week before, so my memory's not 100% fresh on it. Excuse me. Did my counter not go up? Did I not hit it? Okay, there we go. But yeah, I think it depends on what kind of upgrades the games themselves are getting. I think that Charizard might have been my new spawn in. Really? There we go, much better. Yeah, there's like a ton of misinformation and stuff going around now. So yeah, take everything with a big grain of salt for the moment. It's probably safer that way. Alright. Maybe get lucky and get this dude today as well. Then I just have to evolve him. But I'm hoping that maybe when it comes to save file rewards for Legend ZA that we might get outfits or like accessories or something. Look, the clothes in X and Y were awesome. I feel kind of bad because the girls seem to have gotten more options than the boys did, which kind of sucked. But they had so many nice outfits. I'm really hoping that the customization and stuff in ZA is just top notch. Yeah, I saw one post that was like, okay, here's the 30-something megas we're getting for Legend ZA, and it's like, okay, some of these seem plausible, but I'm still not gonna believe it till I actually see it. Which is a reasonable outlook, you know. They could be correct that we're getting 37. Please don't give us 37 new megas. Look, we have 50. What was it? 56 non-legendary megas from Oris and from X and Y. If you add 30, that is an obscene amount of Mega Pokemon. I know people really enjoy Mega Pokemon. I'm not much of a gimmick user. I'll use the gimmicks kind of, you know, when I have to, but it's like, please don't make this game have like 70 or 80 Mega Pokemon in it. That seems, good lord, that's a lot. That's a lot of keystones to have in your bag. Please don't make us pay for slots in our pack this time. Or at least give us, I guess if they gave us a PC storage or something, that would be fine, because you'd only carry the ones you needed, but... Good lord. Yeah, I like the phone cases. They were fun, considering they, avoided skirts and stuff for reflective reasons in Scarlet and Violet. The Scarlet and Violet outfits are kind of meh, you know, because it's just a school uniform. Their accessories are great. They have a lot of really good accessories. Look, I'm a sucker for a straw hat. But, yeah, I'm hoping that they kind of go all out a bit with clothes and stuff in ZA. Of course, I like the kind of just default outfit your characters are in. It's actually not bad. I kind of dig the jackets. yes, the winter outfit is very fun. Yeah, I like the school uniforms to an extent and stuff too, but you do kind of start missing, you know, it's kind of like, hey, they're not in school on weekends, can we dress in regular clothes? I didn't mind the school uniforms much. I like the spring outfit with the suspenders, because I like suspenders in general. Yeah, I know what you meant. 420. Smoke weed, guys. I didn't say that. Yes, let's use another one. But like, I had lots of favorite outfits in X and Y. And actually, I think one of them was kind of like suitish. It wasn't a complete suit, but it was like a nice pair of pants and then like a shirt with a tie. I don't have my copy of X, and even then, I lent it to a nephew so he could play through X. So you know, I don't have my save file anymore. Like I make the jokes on the appropriate numbers. I do forget to do 69 though. 69 seems to pass me by. 420 is generally a safer joke. Alright, my last premiere ball. Did you just clip me telling everybody to smoke weed? Moose! I mean, you can, so long as it's legal in your state. It's not technically, it's better for you than smoking cigarettes or drinking beer. No! No, 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 no. I'm not doing that again. I'm not breaking my chain. Yeah. And that is actually a thing, like, Dad will point out if we get on the subject of pot. He's like, look, it's like if... Because he gets gummies on occasion. Just for, like, when the weather's making him hurt. He's like, look, all pot's gonna do is make me want to eat and go to sleep because I'm not gonna want to go anywhere. It's like, it's safer that way. Yeah, you have a point. Yeah, no, I have nothing against people who smoke. I have a mom who gets it for anxiety, and one of my sisters who does it. She has I don't quite remember what exactly it is, but she has like pain in her hands and stuff. So she gets it for that. Trust me, I know. Yeah, right. Here's another boy. No, I've gotten secondhand munchies before. I don't really smoke anything, don't really drink personally, but I don't mind people who do. Okay, Dad could smoke cigarettes a little less. I'd love for stuff not to smell like cigarette smoke. You know, wipe off one of his tables and it's just kind of a little yellow with nicotine. I did that with the door one day. Cleaned off the door and looked at my rag and went, ugh, look at all that yellow from the cigarette smoke. You're like, ew. Speak of the devil. Let me just scooch my 15 over. Uh-oh, Stella, Papa's home. There we go. We'll have to figure out what we want for dinner in a bit. There we go. Now, I will admit to have tried trying a gummy once, and it was kind of meh. They do not taste good. I did sleep good that night, though. Oh, here we go. Now, I'm not much of a smoker. I drink a little bit of just kind of cheap wine on occasion, but like the last time I got a bottle of wine was like probably 2 years ago. Do you think you're being It's Papa. Go see him. He'll be inside in a minute. And if anything, if I want a wine bottle for anything, I want it because it looks neat. I have one on my shelf over there that is, what is it, Winking Owl wine. And I took the bottle just because it legit has a picture of a winking owl on it. There's a couple of like cheaper wine brands that I would really just like the bottles too. So eventually I'm gonna have to go get a bottle so I can, so either I can drink it over the span of 6 months, or Dad can drink it when he doesn't have anything else. Boo, Papa! And then I can keep the bottle. Oh, here we go. Hey, it worked. Dad has this weird little, god dang it, there we go, has this little thing that's meant for wine bottles. You can turn it upside down, and you know, I guess it probably is a pour spout as well, but it's such a weird little thing. Look, there's a wine opener I want that is literally, it's just a bat and its wings flap. It's like, I don't drink wine, but I want this wine opener just because it looks like it'd be fun to play with. I mean, I can't aim again, apparently. I have an ashtray on my shelf I bought just because it has a dragon on it. I use it for change. Empty out my pockets and dump the change in it. I think I burned an incense stick in it once. Of course, I also have a big incense burner on the shelf over here that my friend got me for Christmas. It's a Hydra. Hold on. He takes Oh, thank you for the subscription. He takes cone incense and the smoke comes out of his mouth. Oh, you're following me on Twitch. Okay, I was about to say, I thought you followed me on YouTube, but you're following on Twitch. Thank you. I have a baby dragon. I think he's wrapped up in a tote. That it's a dragon coming out of its egg, and smoke comes out of like the cracks in the egg and out of his mouth and stuff too. I feel kind of bad for my Hydra though. The cat knocked him off of his shelf last year and broke one or two of the horns off of his head, and it's so smooth I can't glue them back on. Oh, nice. I got it, God, probably in middle school, so I've had him a long time. Like I said, I don't quite remember where I've got him set. I do think he's tucked away in a tote, all wrapped up in like a blanket or plastic bags or something, so it doesn't break. He's a very cool little dragon. Need to get me some more incense cones. I think I'm out. It's been a while since I got any. Have to check next time we go to Walmart. They usually have at least a little variety pack of them, I think. If not, I probably have to go to Mountain Home. I think that's the nearest place with a hippie store. Unless there's one up in somewhere else I don't know about. It's always possible. Nice. I have quite a few dragons. I have a couple of like the pocket dragons, and I have a couple of blown glass dragons. I have a couple of dragon candlestick holders. See if I can get him. Here's one of them. And then the other one's on the shelf over there. Then I have a little mirror my sister got me that sits about ye high. I have a goblet with dragons on it. And a little shelf which sits on top of another shelf. Because I've always felt kind of bad about the idea of putting a nail through it, because it's just a thin little shelf. It's not like super thick. It doesn't have one of the things on the back you can rest over a nail. The dragon obsession was strong when I was a teenager. God dang it. Doing it again, Jesus. Oh, well then. Oh yes, I still love a good dragon. It gets to the point eventually where it's like, I should get this, and your brain goes, where are you gonna put it? And it's like, I should not get this. I have a snow globe somewhere with a dragon in it. I think it's wrapped up and tucked away too. And I used to have an ungodly amount of like the glow-in-the-dark puzzles with dragons on them. Like legit, I could cover just about the entirety of one wall in a bedroom. did so many of those puzzles. Oh my god, that's cute. I want one of those cups that says, I'm not a book dragon, I'm a bookworm. There we go. No, I don't have any dragons on cups yet, other than my one goblet. Exactly. Now, I do, of course, have the Dragonology book. And I have the... What is it? I have Dragonology, I have the Wizardology, I have... Do I have the Mythology one? I think I do. And then I got the little Dragonology book. And then the one that came with the dragon you could put together. Oh nice, that was another one I never managed to get. It in like Egyptology? The Tology books were great. There was also a fairy book, but I don't think it was done by the same people. Like, it kind of followed the trend, but I don't think it was the same publishing company that put it out. Really? Here we go. Me and a friend went to Universal Orlando 4 or 5 years ago now. And of course, you know, we went to Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Because this was before J.K. Rowling showed her real ugly side. She ventured into the territory then, but she wasn't so bad that she hadn't outed herself as a TERF as much. But one of the things I got there was a Hungarian Horntail plush. She's sitting up on my shelf on top of a bunch of my books. Oh, nice. I have so many books I need to sit down and read. I need to, actually sit down and read my Lord of the Rings books, and then I need to probably go to the library and snag, Songbirds and Snakes, and then the new, Hunger Games book. What is it? Sunrise on the Reaping? I think is the new one. I get so behind on reading. Need to get the Jurassic Park books as well and finish Lost World. I have the audio books, but Lost World seems to be the one book my brain is like, we just need to read this ourselves, not listen to it. It's like, okay. I just never remember to get it. Oh god. Well, I'm a little daunted by the Wheel of Time. There's a part of me that's like, hey, we should read these, but then it's like, hey, that's 13 books. As silly as it sounds, I need to finish the Guardians of Ga'Hoole books. I read through the biggest majority of those, like, several years ago. And, I just can't aim today. But I started them several years ago, and then I hit a point where, like, two or three of the next books from where I was had been rented by someone else reading the series. So I never finished it. There we go, finally, Jesus. So I need to finish those books as well. And probably the Percy Jackson books. I think I got 4 or 5 books into that one. Of course, I go through reading in spells. I can sit down and read like a book a day if I want to, but when the mood to not do it hits hard. I have jokes with my friends. It's like, I need to get all the books I need to read down off my shelf and put them in a pile so I can look at them and go, why am I not reading these? I got one of the Miles Morales actual like chapter books the other day. I'd like to read it too. Ooh, gotta make a mental note to look into seeing if I can find the annuals for the Miles Morales comics. Look, it's comforting. So sometimes it's not even about reading, it's just having the books. There's a comfort to it. Oh, good Lord. There we go. No, I can tell you how long it's been since I bought a book from a bookstore, because the last time I bought a book from the bookstore, the fancy edges weren't a thing. Like, I see videos now of all these books and they have all these pretty edging, you know, to the sides of the books, to the pages, and it's like, when did this become a thing? So now everyone has their books facing outwards on their shelves. There's a part of my brain that's like, I get it, but also, no, don't do that. You gotta have your spine outward. Need to go to a bookstore. I'm not gonna lie, I have applied to bookstores before at one point in time when I thought I was gonna live with a friend up in Ohio. It didn't work out that way. It was just kind of a situational thing. It's like, okay, you know, this situation happens. I'm gonna go home, so I'm not here to kind of burden you guys, so you don't have to worry about feeding me and stuff. But like, one of the questions, and for, I don't remember if it was like Books A Million or Barnes and Noble, they're like, why do you want to work here? It's like, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the next best thing to a library. It's like, I don't care if you have me organizing the stacks all day. Actually, I think that would be my preferred job in a bookstore, would be just going through and like reorganizing books and putting new books out and stuff. Like, bookstores and libraries, it's like there's such nice atmospheres. Go to that one bookstore that's like the largest bookstore ever, and it's in the old opera house or whatever. And you can rent like the private booth things and get like food bought to you there and stuff and just sit there and read. It's great. Of course, we don't have a bookstore here in town. We're not a big enough town to do well with the bookstore, probably. I did have a point in time though where I wanted to open one. I had a name and everything. I hear you thumping over there. Called it? It would have been the Dragon's Den bookstore. And of course the logo would have been a dragon sitting on a pile of books. Okay, maybe not Dragon's Den bookstore, but it probably would have been more Dragon's Den books. But we're too small of a... Well, we're a Christian town here mostly, so... we're too small a town for a bookstore to do well. Also, I don't know anything about running a business, so... Hi! What's up? Just a second. Hold on. You want it now? Yeah, alright, hold on. Let me go let the pooch out real fast. Alright, I'm coming, Mama. Hold on. That's not a town. I think that's a village. The only thing smaller than you was a hamlet. But yeah, if we had like more smaller towns like closer together here, we were one of those weird little like small town communities that made up a big town because there's like 4 small towns squished together, it'd probably be fine. But we are not isolated enough from like Walmarts for like a bookstore and stuff to do well. Plus with like Amazon and whatnot, you know. If it were a bigger town or like a smaller city, there would have been a chance to do okay, but... I'd have to carry 60 different Bibles to the bookstore here to do good. Quit jumping over my Pokeball. Be still! There we go. I think our town's population is 3,000? I think that's what it was last time I cared to check the sign. So we're not, you know, we're not teeny tiny, but we're not like big either. Hi, Spiro. good. He decided to be hold still. Of course, I think most, like, people who are avid readers, even if they're not, like, so much more, but were when they're younger, at one point in time wanted to own a bookstore. We're fairly close to Clinton. That's the nearest Walmart to us. But yeah, I think Clinton might be 3 stoplights now. Actually, it might be a bit more than that. I don't actually count when we go there. But we very much are a 2 stoplight town. Actually, no, we're a 3 stoplight town. One by the high school, one by about the middle of town, one at, yeah, if one were by 3, yeah, we're a 3 stoplight town. So they actually might have more now since they did all that, like, road work and stuff. I know, right? Of course, to be fair, even when I lived in like a bigger town, they didn't have like a ton of stoplights either. You get very used to, though, that if you live in like a densely populated area or like a big city, there being like a stoplight every block. Now, I know that feeling. I have a friend who lives... She lives near Toledo, in Ohio, so it's like a big difference. Because she'll laugh. She lives like 10 minutes away from a Walmart, 5 minutes away from a bookstore. There's a GameStop 6 minutes away. It's like, you just have everything. I love it. She goes, I hate it. It's like, if you lived in my small town, you would understand. Like people who look at you and they're like, I hate malls, and they're like, how can you hate malls? It's like, I love malls. There are things here. Like my mom, when I lived with her for a while, we'd have to go to Walmart for something. She's like, I hate going to Walmart. It's like, I love going to Walmart. A store where you can buy movies and books and other things and not just groceries. Heck yeah, bring it on! Now, I have never lived in a four Walmart town. When I visited Mama Blue up in Ohio, she lived near Toledo, you know. And Toledo's one of those ones where it's like four or five towns just all compacted together. So yeah, they had like 3 or 4 Walmart there. But they were like all technically in separate towns. Oh, I have to let Stella in a second. Let's catch this boy first. Alright. Let me go let my pooch in. I'll be back in just a second. Oh, I hear you, baby. I'm coming. Hold on. Guys, I gotta show you something. Look what I found outside. The first one of the year. I got a caterpillar. Alright, let me go put him back outside. Yeah, it's always lovely to see you guys. Alright. Stella's in. She got her treat. The caterpillar's back outside, crawling around on the front porch. The first one I've seen this year. Used to catch them all the time. Them and roly-polies. Pill bugs, for any of you who do not know them, is roly-polies. Okay, legit, what's up with my aim? Okay, that's it. I had it in it, just holding it in a different spot. Inchworms are good too. Ringneck snakes, they're fun to find. I always find a few of them in the church come fall and pick them up and put them back outside. We get a lot of little lizards and stuff out around the house, so that's always fun. Nice. I don't do spiders much. If like one is spinning a web on the porch or something, we'll leave them alone. But I don't generally pick them up by hand. I've much more a let's scoop you up on a piece of paper and deposit you outside person. Though we did have a spider last summer that we when we hang our mop outside, you know, so it can drip out there, and it was building, and it was hiding in the mop during the day, and at night it would come down and build its web. It was fun. Just a second. Hold on, I've been summoned. Admiring from afar is best. Alright, I think I'm gonna do to about 75 for these and then call it a day unless I get lucky enough to get the next shiny. Thank you. My dad was introducing me to a dude who's gonna help him with some work for the next couple of months. He didn't give me his name. It was just, oh, this is such and such's great son-in-law. It's like, okay. Well, I'll ask his name later. Yeah, more or less. My dad's one of those people who knows half of everybody. So he's like, oh, you remember this person, right? And it's a person I've never met before in my life. It's like, sure. Hi, person I've literally never met before in my life. Or I met when I was itty bitty and, you know, have since forgotten them. It's always fun. But it's hilarious in small towns, though, because you can run into somebody. Oh, who are you kin to? Oh, well, I'm this one's daughter. Who? You pause for a second. I'm this one's niece. Oh, I know your uncle. Like, yeah, half the town does. On occasion, if you go to a different town, you just switch uncles. I've done that too at a restaurant I used to work in. It's like, oh, I'm this one's daughter. Whose? It's like, I'm this one's niece. I'm this other uncle's niece. Oh, we know him. It's like, yes, as you should. He's only lived here like my entire life. More or less, yes. On occasion, it's, oh, well, we're kin 3 times removed. It's like, I don't think that makes us kin very much anymore, but okay. 3rd or 4th cousins. Your great-great-grandmother was my great-great-aunt's niece, or something. Yeah. It's always fun. Like, oh, well, we're related to this one. It's like, are we? Awesome. Heck, apparently my great-great-grandmother was Cherokee. I didn't know that till, like, last week. But it does end up kind of funny how you just end up interconnected to like half the town in small towns. Or people you aren't technically related to, but at some point in time they like dated or were married to a family member. My dad has a friend who I want to say used to be married to like one of my aunts. And then, you know, they divorced and married other people. Like, okay. It's kind of nice, though. I don't go to family reunions, but it's still kind of nice. Dad brought some of them home to me one time. He's like, here's this aunt and this uncle and this cousin. And it's like, hi, I don't remember any of you guys. Then it's always the fun game of, okay, which family members down here are racist? Which family members can I mention this around and not get an earful? I was very much the grandchild who was into all the things they shouldn't be. You know, I liked Pokemon when I was younger, and I did the Harry Potter phase and all that good stuff. Exactly. There we go, much better. Oh, and I love it. It's like I look at Dad every time he asks, like, Dad, I don't want to go listen to people talk about politics and religion. Like, I am not a religious person, and I know where most of my family stands on politics. They're not all bad, though. As long as we stay away from those topics, I can generally have a decent conversation. Generally. Alright, give me another boy. Excuse me. There we go. Hi, Bubba. I'll feed you in a few minutes. I'm almost done for the day. Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm gone. Bye. I need a bit of fresh air. I need to go stretch my legs. I need to get out of this conversation because sometimes there's no winning. Actually, my grandma didn't care a bit about me liking Pokemon. It was, for her, it was the Harry Potter. But I had an aunt who was a nurse, so she heard all about, oh, you know, Wizards of the Coast. They're the people who make Dungeons and Dragons, and the like 3 Dungeons and Dragons related deaths out there. So it's evil, and it's like, oh my god. Like they took it far enough that Kids WB was blocked on their TV, and I hated it because I could never watch a new episode of Pokemon when I spent the night at their house. I could watch a new episode of Digimon because apparently that was different, or my cousins just like Power Rangers enough they didn't block it, but I mean, look, it's not been many. Don't think it was like a huge number, but you know, it was a big thing during like the Satanic Panic, I think. It was Dungeons and Dragons and people taking it too far, and it's like, you give anybody anything, you know, with enough backstory and whatnot to it, you're gonna find some weird people out there. Jesus. I get to a Nidoran here without running into a Rattata. I mean, we did have that one, the one missing kids case down here where, you know, they thought the missing kid was offed and sacrificed to the devil. Guys, don't come to the south if you can help it. Or at least not to live. Come for a visit, but don't come to stay. I laugh. I have friends. It's like, yeah, come down for a visit. Don't come and stay, but come down for a visit. Don't get me wrong, I love the area, I love the weather, I love the vibe in general. It's the people that... the people aren't too bad neither, so long as you stay away from said topics, but... the South is the South and will forever and always be the South. Aw, thank you. There's some good people here if you know where to look. But I would not put a pride flag in my window. For safety. I don't think anybody here would be, you know, I'd most likely get told to just take it down, but but you get some people. This is very much one of those areas where the few who make sense will very easily drowned out by the many who do not. Trust me, my brother-in-law's that way. I don't have any, well, I have a step-grandma, but I don't have any more grandmas, so it don't matter. And my dad don't care. I will say this much, that Papa does have that going for him. He looks at me and goes, I don't care if you bring home a man or a woman so long as you're happy and they're not a lump on the couch. That's about the only thing we can really agree on. That, and I think he's fairly neutral towards trans people, but that's about, we can't like talk gun regulations or anything without him getting puffy, but he is at least LGBTQ plus friendly. And he's not racist, at least not any more than most people generally are, because everybody's a little bit. Actually, I can't say too much. I do think the town, as time goes on, is getting better about things. Oh yes, he hunts. So like all of Dad's guns, except for one or two, are shotguns, hunting rifles. And every time this comes up, you know, especially with like school shootings, and it's me trying to explain to him that I'm not saying that the government needs to come and take your guns. I'm saying they need stricter regulations for handing out guns and such. But it, you know, he's one of those people, he hears gun regulations and thinks they're coming for his hunting guns. It's like, no, Dad. He's old and stubborn and set in his ways. But yes, we are very much gun owners. Dad likes to joke that if anybody ever breaks in, it is their guess as to which one is not loaded. And you know, he's told me himself that if I ever move out, he will be giving me a little gun to protect myself with in case anybody ever decided to break in the house. But they have their place and their time, but some places and times they don't need to be. That's my joke about our dog, is that she's not so much there for like protection, because she's a beagle. She's a little dog. She's not here for protection. She is here to be noisy. Because there is not an unfamiliar truck that pulls into the driveway of this house that she does not bark at. Of course, we're also a small, kind of nice enough community that unless I'm home alone, we don't always lock our doors. But yeah, we don't actually worry much about people breaking in and stealing stuff, because there are much more tempting places to break in and steal stuff from. Also, one of my uncles has enough of a name that you don't do it. And most of our crazy tends to live out in the woods, so. No, I wouldn't in general leave doors unlocked if I lived by myself. Like, if I get a place of my own, my door will be locked, at least at night. For the most part, but, yeah. Of course, my uncle also has a car lot across the road, so we have a camera pointed at our house. So yeah, we don't worry much about people coming and bothering us. Like, legit the only scare I've ever had late at night with people like coming up to the door was just a couple of dudes asking for directions. It did freak me out. Of course, I think that was probably one of the first times I'd stayed here alone at night. And it was just late enough, and it was like, oh crap, people. What are you doing here? They were nice enough guys, though. They asked for directions and then went on their way. Said thank you. There we go. But no, doors get locked when I'm home alone. Just as a safety precaution. Oh. There we go. I said I was going to stop at 85, but I think at this point I'm just going to go for the first 100. 85, 75. 85 is what I'm on now. Hi, Spiro. It's a female. But yeah, if we lived more in town, we probably wouldn't leave doors unlocked either, but we're a couple miles out. No, eventually though I need to go to like New York or something so I can just be gobsmacked by everything. Me and a friend have tentative plans to eventually go. But that's one of those things, it's like, haha, yeah, that'll happen when we have money. Like, we've been to Orlando, Florida, and Tampa and stuff, but they're not like what I consider... They're cities, but they're not like cities in my brain. They're not like New York or something, or like Chicago. They're not skyscraper cities. I have an uncle and an aunt going to like Las Vegas the beginning of next week. Like, guys, I want to go gamble. I don't have the money for it, but I want to go gamble. I'm gonna go spend $100. Nice. I would love to be able to go to like California for one of the next Pokemon Worlds, provided they don't change locations for the one next year, maybe. But I'm not saying it's gonna happen. I'm just saying with the way things are, that's probably always an option. But I would love to be able to go to a Pokemon Worlds. Keep telling myself, well, whenever they're in the US next, I'm gonna go to one. And then like they're in the US that year, and it's like, I can't save up enough money for this fast enough. So sad the Pokemon Center in New York closed down. Guys, open up another one. I know it turned into the Nintendo store, but I want to go to a Pokemon Center so bad. Every time a new one pops up, it's like, ah, I want to go. I can't afford to go, but I want to go. Always slightly jealous of the people who do manage to get to go. Oh. Popping up under my feet. Check and see how much bacon we have. Breakfast might be in order for dinner tonight. Yes, it has to be great. I mean, I'm sure they're probably generally busy as all heck, but still, it's one of those things. It's one of those things you just kind of want to experience for yourself once. Like, I'm not into competitive stuff at all when it comes to Pokemon. I watch the finals with whatever generation battling, and that's actually about the end of how competitive I am at Pokemon. But it's like, I just want to go for the vibes. Like me and 2,000 other Pokemon nerds. Heck yeah! I really enjoy watching the people who do the vlogs like a month or so after. Look, me and this person went to Worlds and here's what we did. And it's like, you guys look like you have so much fun. I miss conventions. Me and one of my friends used to go. Not to anything big. Like, I think the biggest one we went to was MetroCon in Florida. I think she's been to one other big one. But they were always so nice, and it wasn't even just going and doing things. It was just the vibes. You and all these other people who are big, huge nerds. The last one I went to was in Alabama. Unless we went to a smaller one while I was visiting that one summer, but I think Alabama was the last anime convention I went to. It's where I got my Chespin plush. Fun. I'd like to do a Ren Fair event one day. What I would really love to do is like one of those fantasy balls they do, like, where is it? I think they're in like freaking Ireland or something now. Ireland or like England or somewhere. I don't quite remember where they said their next one was going to be, but I see like the short videos and stuff they take of all the people dressed up so fancy and dancing and doing like pictures and sword fights, and it's like, I want to go. Watched a video the other day of like a bunch of people dressed up in costume, and I'm gonna assume it was one of the staff members. They're like, what music are you listening to? And it went through, and like 5 or 6 different people. It's like, oh, I'm listening to this music, and I'm listening to this song, and I'm listening to this from Test Flight from How to Train Your Dragon, and Runaway from the chick whose name I cannot remember. And it's like, you guys look like you have so much fun. Why must I be too broke to go do things? And we did the last big convention we went to, they did a masquerade one night and had like a show and stuff, and that was lots of fun. They were gonna have fire dancers out there, but but the people couldn't get their things to light. But we did the masquerade, and then we did a rave for, I think we were there for about an hour. Well, they didn't ended up being able to do their dances because they couldn't get the things lit. I don't know if it was just too humid or what. I don't remember why. This has been several years ago. This has been like 10 years ago now. But the rave was fun. And then I think another night we did a little. There was like a little Homestuck gathering. I wasn't much into it, but I knew enough to be like included, so that was fun. I had me a Homestuck Done shirt with the Virgo sign on it. I am not a Virgo, but my friend is like, you have Kanaya vibes here. It's like, okay. I went along with it, had fun. I knew enough about Homestuck at that point in time to know what was going on. I just hadn't like sat down and read the whole thing because, oh my god, Homestuck is an experience. Oh, nice. We did a convention, just a day con in Atlanta once, and ended up us and a bunch of other people going and eating like dinner at a Waffle House. And we were sitting in there. They were singing. I think they were singing "Make Her a Member of the Midnight Crew," and that was a lot of fun. Went to a McDonald's once, and there was a person there dressed up as Akamaru from Naruto. It's like, do you need help with your drink? And they looked at me, they're like, please. So, at least until I can get set down and get the head off. And it's like, okay, here, where are you sitting? Lots of fun. I was like going up and down Artist Alley and stuff too. Finding something you want and getting it, and then going 7 booths down and finding someone who had a bigger, better version for like $3 less, and it's like, well, dang it! I found a person at MetroCon. They did like really nice leather working. They done like leather book covers and props and stuff more for like fantasy-ish cosplayers, potion bottles, with like the leather wrapped around them so you could attach them to a belt and stuff. And lots of fun. Alright, excuse me, I did not tell you to go down there. There we go. No, it never does work out that way, does it? Yeah, alright, that's 100 encounters today. I'll pick this up Monday. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday, Moose. And that your evening goes well, too. Thank you for stopping and chatting with me. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Bye.